The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Today in Sports Betting presented by hoop-ball.com. I'm your host, Vince Miracle. You guys can follow me on all social media platforms of @VMCenter. This is a hoop-ball.com presentation, as you probably heard by the lovely lady on the intro of the show. Follow the site online at hoopballgaming, and we cover sports betting, guys. I apologize for no show yesterday. I was supposed to host it yesterday. Got called into a few meetings. Actually got a promotion at where I work during the day. So personally succeeding, gambling succeeding. So I'm succeeding all the way around. So I'm just sending you guys all my good vibes. I do, however, want to apologize for no show being there yesterday. But with that said, 6 games on the Thursday NBA slate. You know I'm here to cover all of them, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Game number 1 tips off at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's the New Orleans Pelicans on the road in Orlando as 9-point favorites. Big spread there for the Pelicans. Moneyline sits at minus 400 to the road Pels to a plus 300 to the Orlando Magic. Total sits at an over-under of 221. And guys, I'm looking at this game, and obviously the Pels should be favored. They're the overall better team. I just haven't seen a spread this high for them in a very long time. Maybe since the beginning of the season when they were hot. However, with that said, if Zion's playing, Ingram's playing, which they're both expected to, Lonzo also expected to play in this one, I think with that trio, they have a real good chance of putting up a lot of points against this depleted, potentially missing out on Terrence Ross again, Magic team. Yeah, Gary Harris has been scoring double-digit points in the last few games that he's played for the Magic, but he doesn't draw much concern to me. I don't ever get concerned when I'm looking at Gary Harris on the floor. You know what I mean? He's not a top priority type of player in my mind. Not saying he's not a good player, just he's not an impactful player like he once was, or at least what we all once thought he was, right? So there's that. Again, Pels minus 9. It's a little too rich for my blood, but if I had to pick one, that's the one I'm leaning on. Obviously, the Pels have the firepower to win this game outright. I just don't know if I can really believe in them with minus 9. It's just too big of a spread. Up next, you have what was expected to be the game of the night, but according to a lot of these injury reports, it doesn't look like it's going to be that at all. It's the Philadelphia 76ers on the road facing off against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Sixers are 8-point underdogs here against the Bucks. Over-under sits at 225.5 for the total, with a money line of minus 360 to the home Bucks to a plus 280 to the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, look, I think the spread is currently sit just due to the fact that one, Ben Simmons is a game-time decision. He's missed the last couple games due to illness. Same thing with Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is missing with a knee injury. He's missed 3 straight games. But, honestly, guys, I really believe that there is a potential where both of those players come back. Now, the question for me is if both those guys come back, is Joel Embiid going to sit? Because Joel Embiid had a large workload last night. The Sixers did play last night, both without, obviously, Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. And it was in a 3-point loss, 113-116 to the Phoenix Suns, where Joel Embiid played his normal 33 minutes. He was great, man. He was great. He had 38 points, 17 rebounds, 3 3-pointers. He looked amazing out there. The 8 turnovers are kind of rough, but he also had to be the distributor on most possessions. Obviously, didn't result in too many good possessions there, and hence the loss by 3. But if he is capable of playing in the back-to-back, and they are able to get Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons there, I think taking a flyer on +8 is well worth the grab. Look, it's sitting there because of the game-time decision tags, because of the questionable tags, not knowing what Joel Embiid is going to do. Yes, that is a risk in itself. That's why the spread shows that. But at the same time, you're taking that risk. You're getting 8 points with the potential chance of having that trio back on the court tonight against a very good Bucks team. Now, I think that the Sixers are one of two teams, and it's these two teams right here, that could defeat the Nets, and I actually think the Sixers are better than the Bucks. I love the way they play. I feel like they play like an early 2000s team, and when they're all healthy, they have the potential to be something very, very special with their defensive prowess and obviously with their offensive versatility with Simmons and Embiid and Tobias Harris, and then obviously the shooting of both Green and Curry. Now, don't get me wrong. I can totally see why people are going the Bucks route. And I'll be honest, man, the Bucks have screwed me over so many times this season that I don't know why I keep betting on them, but I do. But today, I actually have to go against them. And when I do, they'll probably go the other way. So take that with a grain of salt. But in my opinion, getting 8 points with the Philadelphia 76ers and the potential chance of having the trio back on the floor. And I'm just reading between the lines. I have not seen any reporting that says they are coming back or anyone is sitting. Again, it's just questionable tags on there when I'm recording the show at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Maybe we'll hear something a little bit closer to tip off, maybe here in the next hour or so, hopefully even here during the show. But as of right now, I am leaning Sixers plus 8 with the potential upside of the trio of their Harris, Embiid, and Simmons all playing. I'm going to move on to this next game here, but before I do, I want to remind everyone that this show, Today in Sports Betting, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. Everyone, go to MyBookie.ag and start making your NBA bets here, guys. This is where I'm running down all of these numbers. This is where I'm seeing everything. It's MyBookie.ag. And hey, it doesn't necessarily have to be sports. Maybe you like casino games like roulette and blackjack. Maybe you like betting on virtual horse racing, entertainment, football, whatever your niche may be. MyBookie.ag has you covered. Go sign up today, and when signing up, use promo code HOOPBALL. That's HOOPBALL, and they will match up to $500 of your very first deposit. And not only that, guys, good news here. When you sign up using that promo code, and then you go online and you reach out to @Dan one of the ship runners here at Hoopball, he will hook you up with our own prize that we're giving you for using our promo code with MyBookie.ag. Why? Because we want to thank you for helping out our sponsor. That's how that works, guys. So again, MyBookie.ag. Use promo code HoopBall. Reach out to @Dan on Twitter once you do, and start winning real money today. All right, guys, game 3 on the action here tips off again at 4 o'clock. All 3 of these games do, and it's probably my favorite game of the night. Actually, is my favorite game of the entire night, and I'm surprised it is this close. I feel like this is a lock it in, pick it now, don't be scared, just go do it. And it's the Phoenix Suns going up against the Boston Celtics. The Suns are on the road as only 1.5 point favorites. It's minus 115 to minus 105 to the home Celtics. Over under currently sits at 220. Now, I know that Jaylen Brown is considered doubtful. It's the second night of a back-to-back. He's injured. So that takes away a key defender. And the Suns are going to have Booker in the lineup. I'm trying to check about Chris Paul's status right here, right now. Chris Paul is expected to play as well. And then the last one I need to see. And if this is the case, I'm all in on this one, guys. And I'm giving you guys my pick of the day right here while recording the show. And DeAndre Ayton is playing. Lock it in 100%. I'm going minus 115. I'm going 3 units. Like, I'm telling you it all. Like, this isn't a live show, so I'm telling you it all. This is my wager pass. POD, pick of the day. Lock it in. Phoenix Suns on the road. I love that pick. I don't even think you need to look even twice at it. I don't care what the Celtics throw at them, whether it's Tristan Thompson. I think Robert Williams is still on the injury reserve list, right? Yep, he's still injured. But he is potentially not too far away, but he will be out for this game here against the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, I have the Suns all day here. I think they're a all-around team. Their defense, their communication defensively and offensively is very, very strong right now. This team looks phenomenal. They're playoff ready. I can't wait to see what they look like when the playoff time comes around with their inexperience, but the leadership of Chris Paul. So yeah, that's my pick there. Obviously, you can do minus 1.5 to get a minus 105 look for the Suns, but minus 115, yeah, it's a nickel higher than what you're getting there if you take the spread, but I'm taking the money line. I think that looks way prettier there, and I'm also going to take the over on 220. Don't get it twisted. I definitely think the Celtics have a chance of winning this game. That's obviously why the Vegas has it as a pick 'em. I can definitely see this coming down to the fourth quarter, but I also see this being a decently high scoring game. The defense is there, but they still slip up in the end. You're going to see a lot of Kemba threes. I think you're
At Chicken Salad Chick, our fan favorite Delicious Diva is back with bright notes of fresh dill and crunchy cucumbers. It's bursting with flavor. And bring on spring with our seasonal strawberry and pecan salad and key lime pie. They're both a little sweet and a little tangy. Available for a limited time only. At Chicken Salad Chick, every order is made with care. And with online ordering options, we've made it easier to enjoy Chicken Salad Chick however you feel most comfortable. Available in-store, in the drive-thru, or online at chickensaladchick.com for takeout, curbside, or delivery where available.
see a lot of Euros, but I can also see it going either being a close game or only the Suns taking off. I don't see the Celtics having the ability to just blow this game out of the water. And not only is Jaylen Brown already ruled out, but Jason Tatum has already been is listed as questionable. So with that said, again, you guys heard it already. Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Suns, and that's how many units I'm putting on it. As many times as I just said that name. Actually, I'm just making that bet right now. Hold on 1 second. Put that bet in. Bam, 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 bam. Big bet today, guys. That's a big bet. It's a big bet. Next up, we have the Detroit Pistons on the road in San Antonio, taking on the Spurs. 8.5-point underdogs, the road Pistons are. The money line sits at plus 290 to the Pistons to a minus 380 to the home Spurs. Over under sitting at 217. This is a watch it. Maybe just not even watch it game. This is look, the Spurs, they're the Spurs. They do exactly what they need to do. No one really causes them any fuss. You know what I mean? They're just a team that knows how to play the right way. Obviously, if DeRozan plays, that makes them a little bit better. I just don't trust the Spurs still, though. So I don't really touch this game. That's the one thing I'm going to say to you. If I had to pick anything, obviously I'm going to lean toward minus 8.5. Again, that spread is a little too rich for me. It's the same feeling I have when you look over at that Pels game. So I'm not really going to be on this. But if I had to pick one, I would choose either minus 8.5 or over 217 because I can definitely see both sides scoring the ball. I don't really have too much to say on this one. All right, this game is a little bit better. You have the Charlotte Hornets as 1-point underdogs here against the Chicago Bulls. Line currently sits at minus 105 to a minus 115. Remind you of anything? Yep, it's just like that Sun Celtics game that we just talked about. With the over-under surprisingly sitting at 210. Now look, I'm all in on that one as well. I love over 210 here. I think they're underestimating the ability of both teams scoring. Look, Kobe White's been lighting it up since becoming a starter, and there's been no Zach LaVine. Nikola Vucevic is going to be a problem down there for the Hornets. I think this is you put Vucevic in your DFS lineups and you go for it. Let me just make sure that he's playing before I start hyping up Vooch, because I didn't check the injury report for this game. So let me just make sure that Vooch is playing. If Vooch is playing, it's solid. Vucevic is playing. Look at that. Boom. So you have Vucevic not on the injury report. You have Kobe White not on the injury report. Lauri Markkanen is a good chance of playing as well. I like the Bulls here. I think minus 115 is fine. But the thing I love most about this game is over that 210. I think 210 is way too low points for both teams that play mediocre, if not any defense at all. So, and the Bulls need this win. Don't get it twisted. The Bulls need this win. I believe they're 1 game back now of the Washington Wizards, or a half game back of the Washington Wizards for that 10th and final playing game spot. So, they're playing for something. The Hornets obviously are still fighting. I like Devontae Graham as a starter. I like Devontae Graham as a player. But obviously we need to see what LaMelo Ball is looking like when he returns. I just feel like it's going to be definitely Bulls here. I have Bulls minus 115. I'm not super aggressive on that pick. I do like the pick of the Bulls here. They're at home. You take the home team, especially in a pick 'em in this situation. But the one thing I do really like is over 210. I think they are very much underestimating the scoring ability of these two teams. All right, guys. Last and not least, the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks is the final game of the night. The LA Lakers are +3 here against the Mavs. Money line currently sits at plus 130 to a minus 150 with an over-under of 216. I'm not going to lie. I like the Lakers. I think the Lakers have something here. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a completely different approach that you guys are having. Maybe it's, they're trying to incorporate Anthony Davis. That's going to take away from what they're actually trying to do in this game. But I look at it differently. I say you have Anthony Davis. It allows you to start, being a little bit more aggressive, because now that the defense is going to be so focused on what AD is doing in his limited time. Now look, for those who don't know, he said he's going to play today only if he feels well. So again, it's not a guarantee that AD returns tonight, but it is what he said, that he would return if he feels well. And if you guys don't remember, last week, Frank Vogel said that when he does return, when AD does return, it's going to be right around 15 minutes, and it's going to be in bursts. So you're probably only going to see him, 4 minutes a quarter, 3 minutes a quarter, 3 minute spurts, just to see what he can do. Now, for fantasy people, is that good enough to start? I mean, if you have someone on your roster that's probably putting up numbers, keep him on your IL for one more day before you actually have to drop somebody. But, I mean, look what Robert Williams, look what Mo Bamba, look what some of these guys are doing in just this, Kem Birch even. Look what they're doing in their 15 to 20 minute roles. You don't think Anthony Davis can put up something similar to that and start building up over time, and at just the right time, guys? We're in fantasy playoff season, so, and I have Anthony Davis. But that's just a tangent from the betting side of this. But in my mind, I feel like you throw in AD, it helps out guys like Schroeder, helps out guys like Markieff, helps out guys like potentially Drummond. I want to see if they do a Drummond AD lineup. And yes, Andre Drummond is listed as probable for this game. I think AD just opens up the ability for the Lakers to be more aggressive offensively. And I think that's what helps them to a win. Because the Mavs are playing on the second night of a back-to-back. The Mavs just played yesterday. I believe so, right? Let me look it up here. I'm pretty sure they just played yesterday. Let me look this thing up here. Yeah, they did. They did just play yesterday. They won 127 to 117 against the Detroit Pistons. And it's the second night of a back-to-back. So it would not surprise me, as it happens the majority of the time, that on the second night of a back-to-back, Kristaps doesn't play. So, Kristaps potentially not playing, in my opinion. I don't know. I think you go Lakers here +3, or maybe even do like a sprinkle on the money line. I wouldn't be mad at you if you just sprinkled it on the money line as they bring back AD, and the spread's already changing. Money's already moving toward the Lakers here. While I'm doing this conversation, it just went from +130 to a +125. Now, is that a lot? No, but it's still enough to want to talk about here on this show. But all right, guys, that has been my time. Yes, I know it's only a quick show today. Just the NBA slate for me, those 6 games. Quick rundown again, so you guys can remember what we picked. We like the Pels here at -9 if we had to pick one, but again, it's mainly just a wait-and-see approach. We're going to do +8 with the Philadelphia Sixers. Again, we're not going to go crazy here. We do like the Sixers +8 with the potential chance of Embiid, Harris, and Simmons all on the floor together at the same exact time going up against this Bucks team. Let's see who really is that number 1 seed. Who's that real threat to the Nets as well. I really like this game. I do think all 3 of them will be on the floor tonight. I like the Philadelphia 76ers +8. Phoenix Suns versus Boston Celtics. Phoenix. We're all about that one there. Spurs Pistons. Now look, I like the Spurs here -8.5 if I had to pick one. But again, this is a poo-poo game to me. I'm staying away from it. Hornets Bulls. We like the home Bulls, and we really like over 210 for that total, guys. Remember, Bulls over 210 for that total. That's one that we really like. And then on that final game of the night, Lakers Mavs. We like the Lakers +3. I wouldn't be mad at you if you did the sprinkle right there on that money line of +125. I like all those bets. We just ran through it. That has been your Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Again, I have been your host, Vince Miracle. Please give me a follow of at VM Center. Look at every single Monday, guys, on this show. I go live on Twitter Spaces. I'm going to be live on YouTube, and I would love for you guys to join me. So you guys can request to talk on Twitter Spaces. Leave the chats in the comments section while we're live on YouTube. I really love the interactions. If there's bets you guys want to cover, feel free to let me know in all those conversations live on Monday on YouTube and on Twitter Spaces of at VM Center. Again, follow the website hoop-ball.com/gaming, hoopball gaming on Twitter at hoopball gaming on Twitter. Follow the team, man. We're all winning. Devin, Troy's been killing it. Blake LaWatch. I mean, all of these guys. We're building a very, very strong team, and you guys can see all of our picks with the Wager Pass, just 33 cents a day. Go ahead and sign up for that again at hoop-ball.com. Shout out to our sponsor, MyBookie.ag, sending out all the good vibes. And until next time, bettors, bye-bye.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.